Hello everybody, it's Tim here again. I just got done watching Spider-Man Far From Home, and I'll just go ahead and say Spider-Man Homecoming I thought was a good flick. It was fine. Nothing blew me away about it. This one though, I'll say was awesome. I loved it. I didn't love it as in a way it broke like new Major ground or anything, but as far as like fun goes, this was a lot of fun. I'd give it 4 out of 4. It was a great flick. It was great fun. Great family film. Lighthearted and enjoyable. Mysterio was my favorite bad guy of all the Spider-Man films thus far. He was great in this. I will say Jake Gyllenhaal did a better job playing the good guy Mysterio than he did the evil Mysterio. But when it comes to like his illusion fight with Spider-Man, that was awesome. When it was like he was throwing all these different illusions and everything at him, and he was like trying to figure out what was real, and he's like pretending to be Nick Fury so he could get information from Spider-Man about who else knows that Mysterio is really a bad guy. That was cool. I will say it was a better like mind trip scene than anything in Doctor Strange, really. Yeah, other than that, the one problem I did have with Homecoming was that you got Flash Thompson and Mary Jane, who are nothing like their characters. They're just like Flash and Mary Jane in name only. They could honestly be named Bob and Susan, really. It wouldn't make any difference. But here, some of Flash Thompson's weird obsession with Peter Parker still did annoy me, but they downplay that here. It's not as bad. So he was fine. He was good. And Mary Jane here, I just had to let go of the comic book version. This is just its own thing. And she was good. She was good for what she is. She's her own thing. As it's like this outsider, quirky girl. And she finds out who Spider-Man is purely by her own intuition. And her and Peter Parker have a romance, which I liked. And I like that she knows who Spider-Man is. And the movie ends with him like swinging her through Queens, New York on his way up or whatever. It was sweet. Happy Hogan is back here, Jon Favreau. He wasn't really needed for the film, but he's here. He doesn't really hurt anything. He's good. He adds some more lighthearted funness to it. Mysterio's pretending to be a hero so he can get a hold of Stark technology that was left to Peter Parker, Tom Holland's character, who's great as Spider-Man here. He's in these glasses and it controls these drones and everything. And he pretty much wants to get that so he can continue to pretend to be a hero so he can become super famous, the next Iron Man or whatever. And he tricks Peter Parker into giving them to him because Peter Parker thinks that he's a hero, so he gives him the glasses because he doesn't think he's worthy of the responsibility, and so he gives them to him. And then he finds out that he is a villain, and it comes to the big climactic fight at the end. And it's a pretty cool fight with Spider-Man like dodging all these drones and everything, and swinging them around each other everywhere and towards each other. One thing I will say, one other problem is that they build up like this Peter Parker spider sense in this, and they call it like the Peter Tingle or whatever, which is kind of funny, but they never really go into him like really wanting to learn to control his spider sense. So at the end when he finally masters it, you're just like, oh, okay, that wasn't as epic as it should have been because they didn't really delve into him like practicing or anything with it. But he learns how to master it at the end, and that's how he's able to dodge Mysterio's illusions, because he will only detect stuff that's actually real, so he can dodge it, and he takes Mysterio out. And Mysterio dies from a gunshot wound. And you kind of feel bad about Mysterio dying because him and Peter Parker did see him as a friend. So it does come off sad that he dies. But I like how they link it back to Captain America Civil War with Iron Man, like using the technology, if you remember, where he's like showing the last moment where he talked to his dad or whatever. That illusion technology was made by Mysterio. And he always told Tony Stark that there was more military type stuff and everything that could do with it, but he got fired because of that, because Iron Man thought he was a nutcase, which he is a nutcase. So he wants revenge basically by using Iron Man's technology to pretend to be the new Iron Man. It's pretty cool plot to it. He wants to pretend to be a false hero so he can become famous, basically staging terrorist events. But yeah, all in all, it's just an awesome, enjoyable, fun film. It's my favorite Spider-Man film. I gotta say, out of the ones I've watched, I don't remember Spider-Verse good enough to say whether or not it's better than that one, but live action wise, it's my favorite. I had the most fun with this one, and I definitely recommend you see it if you're a fan of the MCU. And like I said, I'd give it 4 out of 4. It's just a highly enjoyable, fun family flick. So I'll see you guys again in the next video.